Hello people out there and welcome back to a fresh new season of your favorite podcast, Seek Your Purpose. A new year, a new season, a fresh perspective of viewing life from an all new angle, and you're seeking deep tire inspiration from even the minutest creature we are being surrounded by. Welcome back to the show. This is your host for the show, Mayank Sehra. So if you're listening to me for the very first time and you discover the podcast just like that, then I welcome you on board. And I'm sure you'll be having an amazing time over here. So tap the follow button to follow the show on the app you're listening to never ever miss out an episode the time we upload it. And if you're a regular listener and love the content I've produced till date, then please open Apple Podcasts and Spotify, rate the show a 5-star rating, drop in your reviews and let us grow organically by reaching out to the maximum of such purpose seekers that we have around us. So excited to hear the next episode? So am I. So let's kickstart the episode. Here we go. So I want to jump in the episode straight with a set of 3 questions which are hovering my mind since long. And while figuring things out, I discovered an amazing connect of these answers with the title of this podcast, which is Seek Your Purpose. So, here's the first question. Whose life is comfortable? Whose life is comfortable? It happens to most of us whenever we look at the other person and the first thing that comes to our mind is, Boss, क्या सही life है यार, इसे कहते हैं जिंदगी. Life हो तो ऐसी. Because it happens to me oftentimes. And then we start feeling that apart from us, every other person on this planet is making the best of their life. Every other person apart from us is living an amazing life, making the best move of their life, having a kick-ass time, happening to be at the right place at the right time. And after this, we start doing the worst thing that could be done with ourselves, which is a comparison. We start drafting a comparison of our lives with the perceived version of someone else's life. So coming back to the question, whose life is comfortable? Well, the brutal answer is no one's life. Yes, it is. No one's life is comfortable. Rather, it's just a perception. And this made me recall an amazing quote which says, just because someone carries it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. Everyone carries a heavy load. Let's see how it is. Let's consider the life of a pilot. The life seems super exciting, right? With all the perks and benefits they get out of flying people from one place to the other safely. Staying in exotic locations around the world, having the best of cuisines, roaming around cities and countries of which most of us aren't even aware. Super cool, right? Yes, it seems so. But actually, it's not. A pilot carries the responsibility of flying, let's say, at least 150 people at a time, that too safely, from one land to the other. The stakes are super high. The level of anxiety and stress is to another level which merely you and we can't even imagine. The life of not just these people but also the n number of people which are dependent on them. So just imagine the pressure that hovers over the mind of a pilot when he or she flies. But as a human, we only look at the current action of the other person and not the efforts that went into creating that action. We only look at the exotic life of the pilot, what they live, and not the amount of effort that went into mentally preparing up to get ready to fly people safely without a scratch. Let's take a relatable example of an actor. Let's say Mr. Khan. So Mr. Khan is a superstar of the film industry. Every other film of his is a blockbuster, rolling crores at the box office. Every other brand wants to associate with him to multiply their sales and cement their presence into the market. Every director or producer wants to feature him to ensure a blockbuster success for their project. Paid travel, exotic stay, the best of food and pricey merchandise are all at their disposal wherever they go. Such a fantastic life they're living, right? Well, not exactly. That's merely the tip of the iceberg that we see. So there's a constant anxiety hovering over their mind to choose their words, their presence, their action, and their act utter carefully in public. Because if they make any unwanted choice or action, their fame is at stake. An act of bad deed and their fame is gone forever. A bad movie choice might lead to the destruction of the reputation they have built over so many years. You deliver a string of flops in a row and people will forget all your good deeds and the lovely film you have done. One bad choice and you will be forgotten. To which my senior always used to say in business, तुमसे अच्छा और तुमसे सस्ता बंदा तुम्हारे पीछे खड़ा होगा. So are they living a comfortable life? You only decide. If it would have been, then we would have seen actors committing suicide and ending their life up in depression even after immense success. See, on similar grounds, just have a deep analysis of whomsoever you want to draft a correlation with. Just dig deep down, apart from the perceived perception of the person, and just analyze it, along with a touch of empathy, and I'm sure you'll be able to figure out that not just you and me, rather everyone else, every single person on this planet Earth is making efforts to strive, survive, and get better with each and every passing day. Believe me. So here comes another question to ponder upon. So what are we thriving for? So what everyone else is thriving for? A comfortable life? No, not at all. What I believe is that we all are thriving to make a life worth remembering, worth noticing, worth making a move, worth acknowledging, and worth making an amazing dent out there in the universe. So at least this is what I think, and this is what I am striving for. So the other day, while I was having a conversation with an old friend of mine whom I met after 10 years, he asked me, Mayank, what are you striving for? And the honest and the blunt answer I gave was, all am I striving for is not to die unnoticed, unaccepted, and unremembered as far as I am blessed to live. And I said this out of all those childlike innocence, positivity, and the willingness to be happy in the now while thriving for an amazing future. So now the next important question over here is how? How to go after what are we striving for? How? So let's do a little bit of reverse engineering over here in my case, which I've said that all I'm striving is not to die unnoticed, unaccepted, and unremembered. So in order to strive for excellence and create a life that is worth remembering, all I have to do is to create values. In order to create value in someone else's life, all I have to do is to help people solve the challenge or the problem that they are facing in their life. And in doing so, I have to reach out to the maximum of people. It will be possible if they reach out to me or I reach out to them. That is, I need to publicize my work. And in this era of social connectivity we are living in, publicizing the work couldn't get any way easier right now. So if you have the skill, just publicize it. If you don't, then develop your skill set. You don't have to learn everything on your own because you won't be managing everything on your own. The only thing is to get better over time. So let me say it again what I've just said. If I aspire not to die unnoticed, unaccepted, and unremembered, all I need is to create value in people's life. For that, I have to solve a problem or a challenge to ease their life. And in doing so, I simply have to publicize my work and develop the required skill set now. So, what are you striving for? What's your purpose of life? What are you seeking in your life? So if you have figured it out, that's completely fine. All the best for that. But if you haven't, there's no need to worry. And the simple idea to figure out is to sit with yourself, ask yourself those tough questions of what I want to do in life, what am I good at, what if people can pay for me, and what can I do? What is my skill set? What is my expertise? Analyze and reanalyze it again and again over the period of time, and you will figure out on your own. It will take time, and you have to give yourself that much required time. Take your time, but make a move. Because every step counts no matter what. So that's what I've got for you in today's episode. If you love the content which I share, I'm blessed. So don't make it unnoticed. Take a screenshot of the episode and share it on your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and tag me at MAYANKSEHRA. If you have any feedback or any comments or any love or any suggestions, just share me an email at officialckpurpose@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow the show on the app you're listening to and review the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify as well. So now let's take a deep breath, step out of that comfort zone of ours, break it apart and seek the purpose that we are destined to on this planet, in this universe. And I'll catch you up in the next episode. Till then, cheers.
It sound right, boy.